Tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. A seed planted today takes root and grows into a tree that bears fruit in the future. Over 110 years ago, a seed was planted. Today, that seed, the idea of excellence, has grown into the University of Pretoria, South Africa's largest contact research-intensive university. 9 faculties and a business school are spread across 7 beautiful campuses, which are home to over 50,000 students, ready to make an impact in the world beyond university and join our global network of nearly 300,000 alumni. Future-focused, sustainably developed facilities and cutting-edge multi- and transdisciplinary research are underpinned by a desire to transform lives and have a positive impact on communities and the world. Excellence in teaching, learning, research innovation, arts and culture, and sports puts us firmly amongst the world's best universities. Knowledge is not just what is in books, it is the wisdom to apply it, to nourish and nurture the seed so that it takes root, grows tall, bears fruit, and branches out. UP plants that seed, that tiny bit of curiosity, creativity, critical thinking, hope, the desire to care, respect, help, and innovate against all odds, to grow, to leave your mark, to excel, to challenge the norm, to think, to rethink, to discover, to inquire, to lead, to have courage, to make a difference, and to persevere. This is the University of Pretoria. We make today and every day matter.
Welcome to day 2 of the UP School Leaders Conference. My name is Neo Makubedu and I will be your host for the week. Now, today we are going to be having a fun-filled information session on the application process, UP Student Portal, how to become a Junior Taki member, and the Fly at UP Assist for first year awards. So please relax, enjoy day 2 of the UP School Leaders Conference. We would like to engage with you, so please use the chat functionality at the bottom of your page and also go on Twitter, #GearingUp. We're looking forward to all your feedback from tonight's show. I would like to now introduce Palesa Sirumuli, who obtained an LLB degree at the prestigious University of Pretoria in 2019 and is currently studying towards her LLM this year. You go, girl. She was also Primaria of House Mags, one of UP's residences on campus. Palesa.
Hello everyone, my name is Palesa Sirumula and I'm so excited to be a part of this conference. Student leadership is something that is near and dear to my heart, and I hope by the end of this presentation I will have left you with knowledge and advice that you can take forward in your prefect term. So just a bit about myself before we get started. As I mentioned, my name is Palesa. I am 23 years old, currently studying towards my Masters of Law at the University of Pretoria. I completed my Bachelor of Law also at the University of Pretoria at the end of 2019. Student leadership is something that I've been involved in throughout my entire school career. I was a prefect in primary school, high school, and most recently I served on the House Committee, which is equivalent to a prefect body, at House Mags residence at the University of Pretoria, previously known as Magriki residence. I served 3 years on the House Committee, moving my way up to eventually become the chairperson of the residence in 2019. So as you can tell, I'm super passionate about student leadership. I think it's super important because not only do you get to grow as a person, but you are also in a position to be able to change the lives of people around you. And that for me is honestly a huge, huge, huge privilege. So on that note, congratulations to all of you for being elected as prefects. I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic time, and that is something that you remember for years to come. So let's get started. The purpose of this presentation is really for me to give you advice and also to motivate you in your upcoming prefect term, and just to give you, a few pointers here and there from my experience as a student leader, and also just to relate to you from a young person to fellow young people. Yes, we're both young. So my first piece of advice would be to get to know other people, to really build good relationships with other people. So before you become a prefect or become a head leader, everyone has their little cliques, everyone has their sports teams that they're comfortable with, the people that they do debating with. But when you become a prefect, you are a prefect for the entire school. It's important to build good relationships with other people. Get to know the people in your grade, get to know the people in the lower grades, get to know what they like, get to know what they don't like. Learn their names. People are more often than not going to listen to you when you know their name. So if you go to James and tell him to tuck in his shirt, he's going to be like, oh, you know my name? Of course I'll tuck in my shirt. So it really will make your job a lot easier. And in the same breath, get to know the staff. Get to know the teachers who don't teach you your different subjects. More often than not, it is your responsibility as a prefect to take forward the suggestions that are being presented by the students to the members of staff. And if you know what flowers they like and what coffee they like, you're most probably going to get a yes. So it's really important to build good relationships with the people that you're working with and the people that you are representing. Also, remember to remain authentic and true to yourself. These people, especially the students, they're your friends, they are your classmates, they are the people that you play sports with, and they're the people that are going to give you notes for your final exams. So don't lose them. Remember to stay true to yourself and everything else will fall into place. My second piece of advice would be to set a good example. To me, a good leader is not somebody who just tells people what to do. It is someone who shows them how it is done. So if you are going to be enforcing the rules in your school, you need to make sure that you live by example. You need to be punctual, you need to dress well, you need to be respectful, you need to avail yourself at the different events that there are. Even if you don't participate, just go there and support. Be present. After all, that's what being a prefect is all about. If you continue in that fashion and you represent the values of your school, everyone else will follow. People, much like small babies, they mimic behavior. So even if you tell someone something over and over and over again, the thing that they're likely to do is not what they hear, but what they see. The third piece of advice is to lead with kindness. Now, I want you all to just take a moment and go back to when you were in grade 8. Or the first time that you joined the school if you didn't join in grade 8, when you were still new, when you didn't know anyone, when you didn't know what was happening, where to go, when you were just your most vulnerable self. Who was your favorite prefect? Why were they your favorite prefect? How did they treat you? And how did they treat other people in the school? It's important to ponder these questions and to find the answers to these questions so that you can be that kind of leader. So that you can be the kind of leader that people look at and aspire to be one day. Prefects and head prefects are mentors. People look up to you. You have a lot of influence, and it's important that you use that influence correctly. I have a quote that I really live by, which is, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a great leader. So if even one person at the end of your prefect term comes to you and says, you know what, when I grow up, I want to be like you, congratulations, you will have done an excellent job. My last piece of advice would be to be the change that you want to see. The purpose of this whole presentation was to give you guidance on how to be an effective leader in an ever-changing world. The world has changed. We went from winning the Rugby World Cup to not even being able to give each other high fives. As tricky as that is, you as prefects and you as head leaders have the responsibility to ensure that the rest of your peers still have the best school year that they can. So it's up to you to be creative, think on your feet, think, what can we do to spice up this Zoom class? That's on you. And you know what? You can do it. There's a reason why you were elected as a prefect. You have a gift. Use those gifts to make sure that the members in your school have the best school year that they can, despite the ever-changing circumstances that are presented by the world. So, to conclude my presentation, I want you all to lead. L, listen and learn. Listen to your peers. They are the people that you are representing. You are their voice. Listen to their needs and work as hard as you can to make sure that those needs are realized. And learn. Learn about yourself, learn about other people, learn about the world. Just absorb as much as you can from this experience, because I can guarantee it's a life-changing one. E, enjoy the experience. You're all young, you're teenagers, okay? Adulting is difficult, and I am by no means the expert of it, trust me. But enjoy the moment. There might be difficult times, there might be easier times, but overall, just find the positives in every situation. A, be authentically you. Don't change yourself. Don't let that badge change you. Don't let that blazer change you. They elected you for who you were. So stay true to that person. And last but not least, D, don't doubt yourself. You've got this. Thank you.
Thank you, Balisa. We are proud of your achievement and leadership qualities. Now, up next, we've got Mr. Johan Kloppers, who will be explaining the University of Pretoria's undergraduate admission requirements. So it's very important that you listen carefully. Reason for this is because we will have a live Q&A session, therefore question and answer session at the end of the program. Mr. Johan Kloppers is one of the specialist senior student advisors at the university, just like myself. So some of you will actually recognize him from some of the school visits that he has made. Mr. Johan Kloppers.
Well, thank you so much, Nayo, for your introduction there. It honestly is a big pleasure for me to actually be with you tonight. For those of you who have also signed in, I do hope that what I'm going to share with you tonight will help you and encourage you, enlighten you to make wise and informed decisions when it comes to applying and registering and, you know, take into account all the nitty-gritty stuff when it comes to admission requirements and so on. Now, we at University of Pretoria, we know that life have its challenges, and we're also very aware of the fact that you as learners also face some challenges while you're at school, and even students at the university itself also have their own challenges. And the fact is, we at university have identified certain things, such as, for example, think back about 2 years ago, 2018, when you were in grade 9 and were supposed to do some subject choices. Now that was a daunting experience for some of you, I suppose. And yes, it is a big challenge for most learners in grade 9 to actually go through, because making the right decisions when it comes to subjects have an influence on career opportunities later on, isn't it? But as you will find, if you look back, it still was a process you had to go through. And looking towards the next year and so on, obviously there will be more challenges, such as making sure you get high scores or high enough scores to actually pass with bachelor's admission. Timely application at university, being admitted at the end of the day. And then when you're a student, you find there once again will be the challenge on not dropping through or not actually get to a point where you have to fall behind or things like that. So what we at the University of Pretoria does is we've got certain things in place where we help you and guide you through these challenges. And in my presentation, I'm also going to refer to some of those. One of the things we have for you as learners currently is the Junior Tikkie initiative. Now, this Junior Tikkie initiative is especially there for grade 9, 10, 11s and 12s. And through the Junior Tikkie, we actually help you and guide you to various things in order to increase your marks at school at the end of the day. Secondly, also to make sure that you actually develop as an individual, and thirdly, to gap the bridge between university and between school and university. So you'll find on the screen there also a couple of things that we focus on. Things like, for example, the summer school and the winter school, the empowerment weeks we offer. There's a variety of things to help you to increase your marks at school level. Secondly, like I've mentioned, the skills development, where you develop your people skills, your organizing skills, your time management skills. Those type of things you don't always learn from textbooks. And then, as I've mentioned, bridging the gap between school and university. And it's especially through the Junior Tikkie app that we can help and assist you on that. You'll find the Junior Tikkie app is an award-winning app that we use to communicate with you as a learner on a regular basis. Now, you first have to make sure that you actually download it from the right place. You'll find this is not an app that you can actually download from the Google Play Store or the Apple iStore. You have to go onto the website, and then you have to follow the instructions there by actually adding the app towards your mobile home screen as well. And through the Junior Tikkie app, obviously, you can do the registration then. You'll find you receive information that is timeless and relevant to what you actually need to know. You'll find you're going to receive regular notifications to prepare yourself for university. And then furthermore, information is posted on the Junior Tikkie app about different career options you can follow. It's a very user-friendly app, and you find that you can easily share this information with your family and friends, with other social media. We're making use of different content formats, such as, for example, texts, videos, information, graphics, images, PDFs, and web links. So that's usually as a useful tool you can actually make use of. I also would like to encourage you to go into our website, because on the website at up.ac.za/Junior Tikkie, you'll find a lot of information about the Junior Tikkie and how we, through the Junior Tikkie can assist you as a learner at school already. Now, as I've mentioned earlier on, also as a student at university, there's also some other challenges. So we at the University of Pretoria, for example, have the Flight UP initiative to assist you to make sure you graduate in the shortest time possible. So if you enroll for a 3-year BCom degree, that you can complete your course in 3 years' time. That will give you more time to actually go and do your honors, your masters later on, and who knows, maybe even your PhD as well. We have also got the Ready for Work program that will assist you to be ready for employment after graduation. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to introduce you to a video in which we'll show you how we go about doing it the UP way.
The UP way is our way of life at the University of Pretoria. It's our culture of excellence and resilience. It's what we do to uplift each other and society. And it's the reason why we are proud to stand amongst the top universities in the world. At the University of Pretoria, we provide our community with excellent teaching and learning opportunities. We innovate and find solutions with research that makes a distinct impact on people's lives and helps to transform society. We harness each of our unique skills and talents to produce the most well-rounded, creative, and responsible students. The UP way is future-focused, which prepares our students and graduates to efficiently impact their lives and our economy. Our work readiness and entrepreneurship training programs alleviates the stress of transitioning from university to the world of work. We provide all of our students with the skills and support required to plan their studies and graduate on time. We live the UP way because it is the essence of who we are. We teach, learn, innovate, impact, and live the UP way because our success matters.
Well, there you have it, the UP way. Now, as you also mostly noticed in the video, at UP we focus on 3 things. We focus on excellence, diversity, and fun. And if it comes to excellence, we at university are proud to actually also be one of the top 1.9 universities in the world, according to the US according to the QS World University Rankings. Furthermore, the University of Pretoria's law faculty is one of the top 80 faculties in the world, according to the Times Higher Education World University Rankings in 2019. Furthermore, we are one of the largest research incentive universities in South Africa. UP's final chartered accountant students have passed with a 93% average. That is obviously one of the best you can actually ever achieve in the country. So there's a lot of things that we can boast about at the University of Pretoria. Furthermore, what I can also just say is, apart from the fact that we actually have got these achievements, it's not only about achievement we focus on, it's also about fun. So as you'll find, if it comes to fun, we have got a vibrant student life. So if it comes to student life, there is a lot of things you as a student can get involved in. You'll find there is sport activities, there's culture activities, there's community projects you can get involved in. A lot of things that you as a student can get involved in. And the thing is, by getting involved in these actions, you also develop as an individual further. You develop your people skills, your organizing skills, leadership skills further as well. So there's a lot of things you can actually do. Furthermore, what we do is, if it comes to the academics, we also focus on hybrid learning. Hybrid learning is where we actually blend the face-to-face teaching and enrich it also with a virtual learning tool, what we call the ClickUp. Now, ClickUp is where you can get access to the wikis and the blogs and online study materials, PowerPoint presentations. You even write your test online as well, some of the tests, not all of them, unfortunately. As I've mentioned, there's a student life, a vibrant student life at University of Pretoria. So in my next video, I'm going to share that a bit with you.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now, don't you want to be a part of that? That's just so exciting, isn't it? Now, we're at University of Pretoria, we've got 9 different faculties and a business school. Now, you'll find the faculties, most of them, is hosted on the Hatfield campus in Pretoria. Other faculties, such as, for example, the veterinary sciences, is at the Onderstepoort campus. The education faculty is at our Tranquil Groenkloof campus. The health sciences faculty is at our Princehof campus, right next to the Steve Biko Hospital. And then our business school, the Gordon Institute of Business Science, as we call GIBS, is situated in Johannesburg. Now, the GIBS is obviously for mainly postgraduate studies, and for those aspiring doing your MBA maybe one day. What is your next step to be actually part of this UP family of ours? Let's have a look. First of all, you need to decide on a career, work hard academically, and qualify for admission. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on deciding on a career because I would like to invite you for tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we're going to have a look at that, and it's going to be very interesting. There's going to be wonderful tips for you to follow. But I'm going to focus on the work hard and the qualifying aspect of becoming part of the UP then. Why should I excel academically? First of all, you find that at University of Pretoria, we receive more than 43,000 applications annually. And unfortunately, we only have space for 10,000 first-year students. So as you can see, it's a bit of a dilemma. There's much lesser space available than we actually receive applications for. Secondly, admissions to programs is dependent on your academic achievement. So yes, you can be head girl or head boy. You can be the captain of your first team in rugby or netball or hockey. You can even be elected to the junior city council even. But if your academic achievement is not on par, you're going to miss out on opportunities to get into the program that you're dreaming of to actually unlock your career opportunity one day. The third thing is your grade 11 and grade 12 marks determine admission into your program. You see, when you're in grade 12, you apply and you use your final grade 11 results to make your application. That is why grade 11 is such an important year. If you're planning, however, taking a gap year, yes, then it's all fine. Then you can use your final grade 12 results to apply in your gap year, yes. But if you're planning on studying the year after school, this is the year you have to make it work out for yourself. This is the year you have to make every effort in getting the highest marks possible so we can actually make sure you can get you into the program you actually want to do. In our next video, I'm going to explain a bit more about what it is to work hard. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, so that's the truth, huh? Failing is not is very much more a thing to face than actually passing. So make sure that you give everything you can in order to pass, but also pass with flying colors. I would like you further on to give you some information what you need to do to actually qualify for the program you're dreaming of studying one day. You'll find there's mainly two sets of admission requirements that you're going to have to keep in mind when it comes to getting into the universities. The first thing is you have to make sure that you need to qualify at least with 4 of your what they call 20 credit subjects on the level 4, 50% or more. All right. Now this is all your subjects excluding life orientation, and the reason is life orientation is a 10 credit subject. So any of your other 4 subjects you have, or any of the other 6 subjects you have, 4 of them needs to be at least on the level 4, 50% or more. For our Cambridge students, you'll find that you need to obtain a conditional exemption certificate from the Universities South Africa, that's USF, in order to obtain admission. The requirement also is that you have to make sure that your subjects and programs should be on the AS level. And the third thing is, if you want to go into a program where physical science as a subject is required, you need to make sure that you have taken physics and chemistry as subjects. Now, the second set of admission requirements is what they call university or faculty-specific requirements. Now, I'm going to show you an example. Now, this is the BSc Biochemistry degree that's been offered through the Faculty of Natural and Agricultural Sciences. And you can see there at the bottom, there's a lot of different and very interesting career opportunities if you have been studying this course, for example. Now, this degree program has got its own specific requirements that's been set down by the faculty. And you'll find the 3 things I would like you to pay to attention is on the top there is your subjects first of all. So you'll find they list there specifically that you need to have English, mathematics and physical sciences as subjects. Now the reason why they put that as a requirement is because at the university level you're just going to carry on what you've learned in school on mathematics and in physical sciences. So if you haven't taken physical sciences, for example, or for our Cambridge students, if you haven't taken chemistry and physics, you will find that you're not going to be able to pass your first year. So that is why it's so important that you have taken both mathematics and physical sciences. So that's one of the first admission requirements they require then. The second thing is that you need to have some specific marks for that specific subjects. So you will find that, as you can see, they're indicated in the little blocks below. On the NSC/IB, there's a level 5 requirement. So level 5 is 60% or more. for our Cambridge students, AS level symbol C. So that is what they require for the English, the same for the mathematics and the physical sciences. The third thing they focus on is your admission point score, APS. As you can see there, a 32. So when we calculate the APS score, I'm quickly going to show you there. There's an example of how we calculate the APS score. As you can see, what we do is we total up all your achievement levels for each and every subject you have, excluding life orientation. And like I've mentioned earlier on, life orientation is a 10 credit subject, and that's why we don't include it into the calculation of the APS. So what we then do is we take into account all your best 6 subjects, all right, including the subjects required for the specific degree. So if, for example, you have had an extra subject, like for example history as an 8th subject, for example, and your history actually you've done much better in history than in geography. So you, for example, obtained a level 5 for history. Yes, then you can go about and you can substitute your history with your geography, which means you will be able to boost your APS score. But then you cannot substitute your history with physical sciences or mathematics if you are thinking of applying to the BSc Biological Sciences. As we've seen in the previous example, I can quickly go back on that again, physical science and mathematics is required subjects, so therefore you cannot substitute the history with one of those subjects, so you have to take that in account still. All right, so that's just given us an example on how to calculate the APS score. I know there's sometimes questions about the AP Maths. Currently, AP Maths, because it's an external exam paper, it's also not included in the calculation of the APS score. All right, so that takes care then of what we look at when it comes to admission requirements. Just to recap again, you find we've mentioned that you have to have the right subjects, the right marks, and the right APS score. When it comes to mathematics or mathematic literacy, I know that's a bit of a brain teaser usually, especially for our learners that usually struggle a bit with the mathematics. Now the fact is, if you realize that mathematics is really not your strong point, it's pulling your APS down, and you actually would like to pursue a career and would like to enroll for a program where mathematics is not required, then there's no problem for you to actually to go over to mathematic literacy. As a matter of fact, it will be to your benefit, all right? But if you're planning on going into a career field or planning on enrolling or applying for a program where mathematics is required, then you have to hang on to that mathematics. You have to go for extra classes. You have to make sure you do all your homework, like they usually say, make sure you understand the work so that you can be well prepared for the exams. Because yes, we are going to require that you need to have mathematics on a certain level to get admitted to the specific programs. As you can see in my previous screen, there are a variety of different fields you can still go into if you've got mathematic literacy. Mathematical literacy is a subject that will help you to excel in various other things in life as well. As you can see there, you can actually go into education, you can go into humanities, that includes things like psychology and criminology, sociology, you can go into social work, the languages, the arts, all of that does not require mathematics. You can go into theology, even law don't require mathematics. We even have got 2 IT courses within our IT department that you can do if you've got mathematical literacy. All right, so keep that in mind. Make sure that you make a wise decision if you're planning on moving over to mathematics. Because the fact is, if you're planning on going into a field or want to go into applying for a course like something related to science, whether it's health science, engineering, physical sciences, most of our business-related qualifications, they all require mathematics. So hang on to that thing. The next part of my presentation, I'm going to focus a bit on what is the difference between selection programs and non-selection programs. Now there is a big difference between these 2 different types of programs. The first thing I'm going to focus on is non-selection programs. Now non-selection programs is programs where your academic selection is based on your school results And the consideration for selection will give you provisional admission, and it starts on the receipt of your application. So what I'm saying here is, for the non-selection programs, how the faculties go about is they work on a first-come, first-service basis. So the sooner you apply, and by making sure you've got the right subjects, the right marks, and the right APS score, you'll be successful with your application, all right? As long as you apply while they still have space. So that's why I say application is based on the results, and the selection will also take place when the application is received. Now, if it happens to be that for some reason you realize that your final grade 11 results does not meet the minimum requirements for the non-selection program that you would like to go into, we do have what we call extended programs. Now, these extended programs will help you to actually get into the course or field you would like to get into, but unfortunately it's going to take you a year longer. You see, what happens is, in your first year you've got lesser subjects, and because you've got lesser subjects, the workload is lesser, and because the workload is lesser, we can also reduce the admission requirements a bit as well. Unfortunately, you still have to have the right subjects. You still need to have the right subjects as required by the admission requirements, but yes, you'll find the admission requirements in terms of the marks a bit lower, as well as the APS score. But at the end of the day, once you have completed your qualification, you'll have exactly the same qualification as someone who have done the normal program. So if you have enrolled, for example, the extended BCom degree, you get exactly the same BCom degree as someone who have done a normal 3-year program. Or if you're planning on doing the engineering degree, if you've been doing the extended engineering degree, it's going to be exactly the same degree you're going to get than someone who's doing the normal program. So have a look out on the extended program if you realize that your final grade 11 results does not always meet the requirements for the non-selection programs. The second type of program we have is selection programs. Now this is way different though. You see, this programs close already on the 31st of July. All right, so it's an earlier closing date. However, the others, like I've mentioned, the non-selection programs, they close up until the point where they're filled up, or at least by the end of September. Secondly, academic selection is based on school results. All right, so yes, once again, your grade 11 results will be playing a big role when it comes to the selection. Furthermore, additional selection criteria is involved. So in other words, things like the national benchmark test are going to be maybe required from you to do, or especially for our veterinary sciences degrees, you'll find there's a value-added form that you need to complete. Now in this value-added form for veterinary sciences, you need to show us then that you have obtained exposure on working alongside a vet or a vet nurse. Secondly, that you've got exposure to a wide variety of what they call production animals, so that's your typical farm animals. So we want to make sure that you don't only have exposure to the domestic animals, all right, also your farm animals as well. And thirdly, that you have also got exposure to what they call community service, such as, we've been putting up in some hours at WetNose or, the SPCA or so. For other courses or other programs, you'll find there's a portfolio that's involved. Now, for example, your architectural degree, your arts and your information design, those are all degrees that require a portfolio that you're going to have to submit. And last but not the least, there's also interviews involved. Once again, for your architectural studies, there's an interview. For your drama, music and dance, there's also interviews that you have to go through, as well as for the drama, music, there's auditions, all right, that you're going to have to perform. So all of these extra selection criteria will play a role when it comes to the selection. And the third thing is, if it comes to the selection is processed and provisional admission is offered only after the closing date. Other than the non-selection programs where you'll be able to receive admission or provisional admission in about a week's time after you submitted your application, this will only take place, the selection process will only take place after the closing date. And then, in other words, they wait for all the applications to come in, and they will start with the selection process. And usually the selection will only be made known around about the end of September and October, around about there. So then only you'll be able to know. Now when it comes to the selection programs, on my screen I've got a list of all the different selection programs that we offer at University of Pretoria. So what you'll find is all our health sciences programs are selection programs, every single one of them. All right, all the veterinary sciences degrees we offer, both of them, the Bachelor of Veterinary Science as well as the Bachelor of Vet Nursing, that's both selection courses. The Bachelor of the BSc Architecture degree is a selection course. The BA Fine Arts is a selection course. The BA Information Design, the Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Drama, the BA Audiology, and the BA Speech and Language Pathology is also selection courses. So those I've just named now, that's all selection courses. So if you have an interest in any of these degrees or that you would like to apply for, one thing you please have to take note of is the fact that you have to put it as your first choice. All right, I'm going to repeat it again. If you have an interest in a selection course, please make sure you put it as a first choice. And the reason for that is quite simple. The faculties receive way more applications than they can accommodate. So therefore they focus mainly on the degree of the applicants who've put it as their first choice. And then, very importantly, is the fact that as a second choice, you need to make sure you put a non-selection program. All right? So that's the ones I've mentioned there, that they work on a first-come, first-served basis. And as long as you've got the right subjects, the right marks, and the right APS score, they were able to take your application and give you conditional admission. Now, the reason you have to put it a non-selection as a second choice is because if you're not being selected, at least you can then fall back onto your non-selection program, and therefore you will be able to at least get into the university in your first year. All right? And once you're in, you'll have another opportunity in your first year to apply again in your first semester for your selection course you originally applied for. Then what's going to happen is selection will be based on your final grade 12 results together with your academic progress or academic achievement you have obtained in your first year. All right, so they're going to look at that then for the selection then. So there you can see the list of all the different selection courses we have. So please, once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you make an application as a first choice, put that if you've got interest in one of those, and as a second choice, please make sure you put an open or a non-selection program as a second choice. I've mentioned something about the National Benchmark Test earlier on. Now, the National Benchmark Test is an independent test. It's a test that's not been set up by the University of Pretoria, but University of Pretoria actually use the National Benchmark Test as one of the ways in which how they select students sometimes. And especially for example, as you can see there on the top, the ENGAGE program. Now, the ENGAGE is the Engineering Extended Program, all right? Now, they specifically also require that you need to write the National Benchmark Test. Now, you find the first paper is a multiple choice paper of 3 hours, mainly focusing on academic literacy and quantitative literacy. And the second paper is mathematics. And that's obviously your core maths. And it's based on the mathematics curriculum in grade 12. You register for the NBT test, the National Benchmark Test, online by going to the National Benchmark Test website, www.nbt.ac.za, and there you can actually book your date and the venue where you would like to write the test. So how do I go to apply to the University of Pretoria? That's very simple, ladies and gentlemen. There's mainly 3 things that you need to take into account. The first step is to make sure you apply as early as possible, especially if you would like to apply for residence placement. As you can see there, applications will open on the 1st of May 2021. And yeah, you'll find you can do the application online by going to www.up.ac.za/apply. Or if you don't know, if you can't remember the website or this web address, simply go to a website and you'll find there's also on the website usually the apply button that you can follow. In advance, you'll find that they going to require that you need to scan a copy of your ID and a copy of your final grade 11 promotion marks, and then also the proof of payment of R300 application fee. So you can actually go about and scan and save those documents on your computer in advance, so that when you get to the point where you have to upload a document, you can simply click on the file where you've saved it on your computer. And there you've got it. That's 3 simple steps that you have to do when you apply. Once you've applied and the application has been received, they will process the application at the faculty, and you will receive what they call a UP student number, and that will allow you to access your UP student portal through the student center on the student portal itself. So you can actually go onto the UP student portal and have a look at your admission status and follow your application online. Very easy to do that. In my last part of my presentation, I'm going to focus a bit on bursaries and loans as well. Now, as we all know, hard work gets rewarded. So as a grade 11, if you're going to work hard, if you're going to give all your best, and you get that 75% or more, and also importantly, the fact that you have to apply before the 1st of May, I almost forgot about that. You need to make sure you apply before the 1st of May. But if you get 75% or more, you get guaranteed admission into a non-selection program. All right, not too bad at all. If you get 85% or more, all right, that guarantees you placement in the UP residence. That's something exciting, actually. All right, now next year when you're in grade 12, then we can also guarantee you an achievement award if you have obtained a high enough marks that will vary between 6,500 Rand and 40,000 Rand. So the higher your marks, the higher reward that you were able to obtain then. I know times is tough, and if it comes to bursaries, especially US families who have got an income less than 350,000 Rand a year, you'll be able to qualify for the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, all right? Applications for the NSFAS bursaries opens on the 1st of August, so next year when you're in grade 12, you'll be able to apply for the NSFAS bursary as from the 1st of August. Make sure you do it before the 30th of November, however, because after the closing date, the opportunity is gone out of the window though. And this will obviously help you to cover your fees for your tuition, your books, and resident fees as well. We have got a lot of other information about bursaries and loans on our website. So you can see at the bottom there our web address www.up.ac.za/fees-and-funding. So please go and visit that website, as there's a lot of information about the UP financial aid program we're running. There's companies and organizations that's listed there that also offer bursaries. Yes, so please do yourself a favor, have a look at that. I'm going to end off my session with some familiar faces on the screen. And the reason I've got it there is because each and every one of those people were also, at one stage in their life, at the same age that you were. But through the decisions they've made and through the aspirations they have had, they have achieved higher heights and become one of the greatest people in South Africa. And I would like to challenge you. I would like to challenge you to grab the opportunity to make a success of this year and to use it as a stepping stone towards the future, so that one day we can also have your face on the screen as we have tonight, these people. Ladies and gentlemen, with that I'm going to finish off. I would like to remind you about the question and answer session we have later on. But yeah, thank you so much, and we're looking forward to hear from you soon. Thank you. Over to Neo.
Thank you, Johan. That was very informative. That was a mouthful, and I believe that you have all found this information valuable, as it is very important within your next stage of your career by making the right decisions. Now, that is the reason why we are here, to help you make the informed decisions. We want your application process to be a pleasant one in order for you to study at the University of Pretoria. Completing an online application sometimes can be very challenging. In the next session, we'll be showing you how you will be able to apply step by step online for the University of Pretoria. Online applications.
Thank you for choosing UP, one of the top universities in Africa with over 1,300 study programs. Have a look at some useful links in the description to explore UP. We are excited that you decided to choose UP. Let's look at applying at UP. There are 3 phases to be completed before registration. The first phase is the online application. Then you will access your UP portal to track your admission status. And finally, you will complete the online student contract if your application to admission was successful. Not sure what study program suits you best? Click What to Study on the application screen to see which programs you qualify for. Please ensure that you meet the minimum admission requirements for each study program that you choose. It is important to take note of the application closing dates for each program. Do not leave your application to the last minute. Before you begin the application process, ensure that you have access to your email and have the required documents on hand. These documents must be scanned separately as PDF files. You can easily use an app from the App Store to convert your documents to PDF. Ensure that you label these documents correctly, have no special characters in the file names, and that the files are not password protected. You will need clear and legible copies of the following documents. These documents do not have to be certified. Your South African National Identity Document or passport. Your final school results, either grade 11 or grade 12, or the equivalents thereof in the case of qualifications from non-South African examination authorities. Proof of payment of the application fee only if you're not using the online credit card payment option. During the payment step, you will receive the amount payable and the banking details to make your payment. Subsequently, you can download your proof of payment as a PDF document. Proof of family income in cases where you cannot afford to pay the application fee. Now you are ready to apply online by visiting www.up.ac.za/apply. If you do not have an application ID yet, you will be following the steps on the left. Start by entering the characters displayed on the screen into the security code field. Then click on the Create Application ID button. A disclaimer will appear on the next page. Once you have read it, you can start filling in your application. In the first section, Application Details, click the drop-down arrow next to the career of study. In this case, you need to select the undergrad option. Next, select the year that you will be starting your studies. If you have never applied at the university, you will not yet have a student number, so you can skip this field. Enter your names, date of birth, and email address. In the last section, Identity Number, you will need to enter your identification details. Once you have completed this section, click on the OK button. The processing icon will show in the top right corner of the screen. On the next page, you will need to confirm your application details. Make sure you read this page carefully before you continue, because if you have made a mistake, you will not be able to return and correct it. Ensure that you select the correct admission term here, 2021. You also need to ensure that you choose the correct study plan, undergraduate or postgraduate. Failure to select the correct option will result in study programs not showing in the respective selection fields. Once you have made sure that everything is correct, click on the Continue button. The system will then tell you that an email has successfully been sent to the email address that you entered. Check your email inbox for an email from the University of Pretoria. Write down your application ID, beginning with the letter T. Copy your temporary password and then click on the link. This will take you back to the page where you started. On the left-hand side, click on the Authenticate My Application ID link. Enter your email address, application ID, and paste your temporary password. Then click on the OK button. You need to create your own password and remember it if you wish to save your application and continue editing later. Once you have entered your password, click on the Continue button. On the next page, you will find the Application Summary section. This is the starting page of your official application form. To open the form, click on the Edit button. On the right-hand side of the form, you will find 14 steps to complete. After each page has been completed, click on the Save button and then on the Next button. Let's complete step 1. Click on the blue link in the page column. Here you will enter your personal information. Once completed, click on the Save and then on the Next button or click on the page link. This will take you to step 2, which is your contact details. Continue through all the steps, saving at regular intervals. At step 9, you should select your study choices. You will need to narrow your options down to only 2 programs that suit your skills, interests, and talent. Spaces are limited and applications for study programs automatically close once they are full. Make sure that you meet at least the minimum requirements for both study programs. Met all the requirements? Great! After selecting your study program, you can save and click on the Next button to proceed to step 10, which is the documentation page. Please remember to upload only PDF documents that are named correctly. You can now verify your application. If there are any errors, go to the section where the errors appear and correct them. Subsequently, you can verify again. If you do not have an ID, you may upload your birth certificate under the mandatory ID field. If you cannot upload your document, ensure the document is in PDF format and that you did not use any special characters when you labeled the document. Simply renaming a document with .pdf at the end of the file name does not make it a PDF. Make use of an app to convert your documents to PDF format. If you are upgrading grade 12, state that you are upgrading your grade 12 under the demographic details step in order to be considered for the study program of your choice. Indicate that you are repeating grade 12 under the exemption type on the secondary education step. Should you experience any difficulty, please call the UP Student Service Centre at 012-420-3111 or send an email to ssc@up.ac.za. If you have no errors, you can move on to step 13, that is the application payment. Select your method of payment and continue to your final step. When you are making a payment with a credit card, remember to click Return to ensure you are then able to click on the final Apply button to successfully submit your application. Step 13 indicates that the payment was successful and the application has been validated at step 14. Your applications will now be processed by the university. On the summary page, you can see the status of your application, and you have the option to view your application. So what happens next? You will receive an official UP student number via email that can take up to 14 days to be generated during peak periods. This student number does not imply that your application for admission to study at UP has been successful. You will, however, require the student number for all future interactions and communication with UP. Your student number will only be active after 48 hours of receipt. View our Accessing Your UP portal video to track your admission status. Best wishes for a successful application.
Okay, now that you know how to apply at the University of Pretoria, you are more than welcome to be part of the Junior Ateki Club, where we have videos of how you can access your UP student portal, and this is by tracking your application status for the year that you will be joining us. So you're probably asking, what is the Junior Ateki Club? Well, at the University of Pretoria, we've established a club to assist learners that are in grade 9, 10, 11 or 12 to make responsible study career choices. With Junior Ateki, among others, we provide a wide range of services to learners and students to assist them for first-hand information sessions, career guidance, develop leadership qualities, which you guys obviously have at this moment, but we will still like you to be part of our club, life skills, study skills, engage engage in community projects. Now that is also very important, and many more activities that we have in store for you. So becoming a junior Taki would actually be the best decision that you would ever make. We will now go on the video on how to become a member of the JT Club.
The University of Pretoria has implemented the Junior Techie program in order to assist high school learners in making responsible study and career choices. And as a student, you'll be equipped with the necessary skills to succeed at university. Learners from grade 9 to grade 12 are welcome to join the Junior Techie program, which prepares you for a successful transition from high school to higher education. Junior Techie develops important skills in order to better equip learners for the challenges they may face as a student, in their personal capacity as well as professionally. Junior Techie provides a wide variety of services, such as first-hand information on study and career options. It also includes the development of leadership qualities, study skills, as well as engagement in community projects. The benefits of being a member of Junior Techie include invitations to Junior Techie events like the Grade 11 Empowerment Week and the Grade 12 Preparation Conference, guidance with Grade 10 subject choices in your career field, helping you with the admission and selection requirements for your chosen program, assisting you in completing your application to study at UP, providing you with many opportunities to develop leadership skills, to expand your communication, organization, computer skills and time management skills, and development of social responsibility, and a variety of enrichment programs that can help you with improving your marks in various subjects. Once you're a first-year UP student, you may join the JT Student Ambassador Society. As a member of the JT SAS, we will equip you with the skills and emotional intelligence to succeed at university, prepare you for a wonderful and balanced student life, help you face any challenges you may experience as a student, such as study methods, develop your leadership skills, and help you thrive at university and enable you to graduate on time. Junior Techie will not only help you at university, but also after you graduate and enter the workforce. Third-year UP students, graduates, and postgraduate students are welcome to join the JT alumni, where you will be provided the opportunity to invest in the lives of future JT generations. Contribute your expertise, time, and if you wish, a once-off or monthly donation towards the JT Sustainability Fund. Participate in social development programs, attain personal and professional capabilities that will distinguish you professionally, and establish rewarding friendships with your peers, which will enrich your life. So, how do you become a Junior Techie? Download the Junior Techie app by visiting juniortechieapp.co.za on your web browser. Remember to select the Allow Notifications option. Select the option Add to your home screen and keep an eye on the JT app for notifications. Click on Sign Up and follow the instructions. Make sure to complete the JT registration form by opening the Junior Techie tile on the JT app, then selecting the Become a Junior Techie option. To find further information, contact us at one of the following Junior Techie emails.
Okay, so hard work, commitment and perseverance are key to academic success. Now, the University of Pretoria recognizes new first-year students in terms of their academic achievement. Now, in the next session, you will be learning about the Fly at UP Assist First Year Awards. As you've heard from Johan, grade 11 is very important and a crucial year for you. So I would suggest that you listen in terms of how you can be part of the first year awards.
The University of Pretoria is proud of all the academic achievements of our students. And if you choose UP, we have the Fly at UP Assist Financial Awards for new first-year students who have excelled academically. The Fly at UP Assist Financial Awards prize money ranges between 6,500 Rand and 40,000 Rand, which you can use to fund your studies. The amount you receive is subject to your results and varies depending on the faculty under which your program falls. It is important to know that your qualifying academic average percentage is based on the University of Pretoria's formula. Should you achieve 90% or higher, you can receive as much as 25,000 Rand towards your studies in the Faculty of Health Sciences or Veterinary Science. For studies in any other faculty, you can receive up to 40,000 Rand. A Dux Scholar Award with 7,500 Rand is also available to the Dux Scholar of certain schools based on UP's criteria. One of UP's prestigious awards is the Vice Chancellor's Distinguished Merit Award. The VCDM Award is granted to the overall top academic achiever based on their final results at school. The prestigious VCDM Award covers the recipient's tuition fees for 3 years of their chosen degree, with 70,000 Rand for the first year of study. For more information on these awards and other bursaries, or how to apply for further funding opportunities and the applicable terms and conditions, be sure to visit www.up.ac.za/fees and funding, or contact our Student Service Center at ssc@up.ac.za. So, choose UP and let your education pay for itself.
Okay, so the lines are now open for your questions, and Johan and myself will be answering. At this point, I would like to give or ask you, Johan, it's from Ivy. Ivy's asking, when applying, does your achievements in school count?
Well, Nayo, yes. If it comes to applying to the University of Pretoria, you'll find when you submit the application, there is a section where you actually also capture your school achievements, like your sport achievements, cultural achievement, leadership achievements, all of that. But when it gets to admission into the university's programs, you will find that they only focus on your academic achievements, all right? So your academic achievements is what they focus on. Like I've earlier mentioned, and they look at you've got the right subjects, you've got the right marks for those specific subjects, and you've got the right APS score. So if you've got those 3 ticks, then it's fine. But unfortunately, if it comes to the other achievements, like I said, you can be the captain of your first team on the hockey or the rugby, whatever. You can be even be elected on the junior city council. Unfortunately, those things are not going to get you into the program. What we focus on is your academics at the end of the day.
Thank you, Johan. So please don't forget to submit your questions. We are specialist senior student advisors and are here to answer your questions. Now, I'm going to ask a question from Mpho. Mpho's asking, is it possible to get hold of a PDF file or something that contains all the information that you guys have received tonight? And yes, it is possible. So you will be able to receive the information and it will be coming from Marti. So she will be able to send you all the required information on your email addresses. So that is from Mpho. And then the third question is from Tulane. Johan. Tulane is asking, does the university recognize technical mathematics in replacement of mathematics and courses that do require mathematics?
No, unfortunately, if it comes to the technical maths or even technical sciences, it does not replace the requirement you need to have mathematics. So yes, unfortunately, we do not recognize technical maths or technical science as a replacement for mathematics. So where the requirement states you need to have mathematics, you need to have core maths. Unfortunately, that is currently the admission requirements that you need to have core maths. And if you have technical maths, technical science is considered as the same as though you've had mathematical literacy, for example. Okay.
Another question has just come through. Do we offer student exchange programs?
Oh yeah, no, we do. Especially in some of our scientific courses, there's a lot of exchange programs going on there. Mainly taking place on a postgraduate level, however. all right? So some of them might be in the third year level, but most of them only in the postgraduate level. So going into your honors or master's level, there you'll find there's some exciting exchange programs going on there.
Okay, great. Questions are coming in. Applications are opening on the 1st of May, but can we apply before the 1st of May?
It's such a good news for to hear some some exciting people who would like to apply. You'll find applications done online, and we at the university will only be able to open applications as from the 1st of May. So unfortunately, you will not be able to apply before the 1st of May as yet. But as soon as application open on the 1st of May, you can jump on the webpage and you can submit your application. We're looking forward to receive that, yes.
Okay. With the Junior Tukkie app, when signing up, it's asking for the contact number. The student is asking, is this a cell phone number or a different number?
Well, preferably a cell phone number, yes, if you can, because you find sometimes we also were able to send you some text messages, whatever the case might be. But if you can, put a cell phone number there. You'll find that we also have making use of WhatsApp groups and stuff like that. So having a cell phone number there will make it easier, maybe even to actually get access to a WhatsApp group as well.
Okay, next question. Is it possible to do 2 combined degrees at the same time?
Yeah, we do receive that question quite a lot. Unfortunately, when you enroll with the university, you can only do 1 degree program at a time. Interesting enough, we have got certain degree programs where there is a combination of different specialization fields. For example, we have got the BCom law degree, where they combine the business management degree subjects or modules with law modules, all right? We also have got the BA law degree, where they combine humanities subjects again with law subjects. We've got a very specialized or interesting degree where they combine human physiology, genetics and psychology, for example. That's one of our BSc degrees. So we're doing this, what they call double major or triple major degree. In a sense, you cover more than one discipline, but by majority, you can only enroll for 1 specific degree. So if I'm talking about the BA law degree, it's a specific degree that you apply for, or the BSc human physiology, genetics and psychology is a specific degree that you apply for. So you can't register for more than 1 specific degree, unfortunately, no.
Okay. Tando is asking, is there perhaps an open week that we can attend at the University of Pretoria?
Yeah, for sure. There is a lot of opportunities, especially if you are joining the Junior Tukkie, you'll find we're arranging what we call faculty information sessions or faculty open days. That's going to be taking place next year. Unfortunately, I haven't got the specific dates as yet. That will also be communicated to you early in the beginning of next year when this going to be taking place. We at the University of Pretoria usually also have an official, what we call Choose UP Day. In the past 2 years, we have offered that as an option for people to engage with us. The requirement, however, is for the Choose UP Day is that you need to have applied with us. All right, so only students who have applied with us will get an invitation then for this Choose UP Day. And during the Choose UP Days, there's a lot of activities taking place on campus. Unfortunately, this year we had to do it online, virtual, like we're doing this conference as well. But hopefully, who knows, maybe we will have the opportunity again to do it on campus where you can come and visit us, yes. I also would like to extend an invitation to you. You'll find that we as student advisors, we are available should you would like to come and visit us, or if you would like to organize a one-on-one virtual meeting, for example. You can simply send us an email to the Junior Tukkie, junior.tukkie@up.ac.za or carol.bosch.up.ac.za, and we can then see if we can arrange an appointment for you like that. Thank you.
Okay. Now, Firdous is asking, if you obtained an average of 85% with your final grade 11 results, is your place at UP guaranteed?
Yeah, you'll find if you have obtained an 80% average, well, that is well done for you, first of all. Very, very well done on that. like I've mentioned earlier on, if you are planning on applying for a non-selection program and you've obtained an average with your grade 11 results of 75% or more, and you've applied before if you've applied before the 1st of May, the 1st of May or the 30th of May, I beg your pardon, if you've applied before the 30th of May, then you get guaranteed admission to the non-selection program. However, for the selection programs, even if you've obtained 85%, unfortunately it's not guaranteed. Because with a selection program, yes, they will take into account your academic achievement, but there's usually also other criteria involved, like I've mentioned earlier on, you have to submit, with the veterinary sciences, for example, your value-added form, or there might be some interviews that you have to complete, or you need to go and do an audition, whatever the case might be. But for non-selection programs, for an average of 85%, and you with the early application, for sure, you're guaranteed for a space at UPS.
Thank you, Johan. Annalisa is asking, is there any advantage in terms of consideration for admission when you're applying for the faculty-focused schools? So therefore, applying for the science or engineering faculty, will there be any special considerations?
Well, to be honest with you, each and every faculty, like I've mentioned, has got their own admission requirements. So even if you apply for a specific specialization, say for example, engineering focusing on civil engineering, or your, if it comes to the selection courses like the BA Speech and Language Pathology, for example, what they're going to look at for the non-selection programs is simple. They want to see that you've got the right subjects, the right marks, and the right APS score. If you've applied in time, you'll be able to get what they call conditional admission. So they give you a conditional admission based on your grade 11 results. Therefore, they're reserving a space for you. And then they'll be waiting for your final grade 12 results that also need to meet the minimum requirements, at least, for the non-selection programs in order for you to be able to register. For the selection programs, if you have obtained conditional admission, all right, so you've been selected, say, for example, for the medicine and surgery degree, then the requirement is that you need to keep your marks on the same level. So you have to make sure that you don't drop on your marks with more than 2 APS points. So by doing by keeping your marks on the level that you have submitted when you've applied, that will then also guarantee you a space and allow you then to register if you meet the requirements. Yeah.
Okay. Now, will the selection process for next year be any different as a result of the pandemic that happened this year? So therefore, are grade 11 results only considered, or can they submit their first term grade 12 reports?
You find currently we're still going to stick to the fact that you need to submit your final promotion marks in grade 11. Remember, at university, what we're focusing on is how can you cope with workload? Can you manage the stress if it comes to workload? So if you only submit your first term results of grade 12, you only have covered a small amount of work for the year. But by submitting your final results of a year, that means you've covered much more work that need to be covered. I know this year was a tough year. I know it's difficult for a lot of students to have done homeschooling. We understand that. But the thing is, all of us have been through that. So in a matter of fact, if you think about it, it will have an impact on all the people that will have applied as well. So considering that, we're still going to stick to the fact we're going to require that you have to submit your final grade 11 results there.
Okay. Is getting employment guaranteed after completing your UP qualification?
Well, I wish I can say it is guaranteed, yes, but unfortunately I can't say it's guaranteed. But I can refer to the stats in which we have stats that 83% of our students, all right, actually it's more to 90% of our students are getting employment while they are doing their final year at university, or at least within the first 6 months after completing their qualification. Now, we are very proud of that, and that's a good stat to look back on, and it shows us that our students are in demand in the workplace environment, yes.
Okay. Keegan is asking if you can please elaborate further on the non-selection programs.
Yes, Keegan, what you find is the non-selection programs is where they actually, when it comes to applications, they're simply going to look at, do you've got the right subjects, do you've got the right marks for those subjects, and do you've got the right APS score. If you can tick those three things and you've applied in time while we still have the space, they will give you conditional admission. All right. Now, by far the majority of our programs we offer is non-selection programs. So all our BCom business studies, BCom management degrees, all our engineering degrees, all the BSc biological sciences, all our BSc physical science degree, your consumer sciences, you'll find that by far the majority of our humanity degrees, as well as education, all of them are open and what they call non-selection degrees. The only degrees, like I've mentioned earlier on, that is selection programs is mainly with your health sciences. You have got selection programs in architectural studies, your speech and language pathology, as well as audiology. We've got selection programs in your drama, music, and your information design. So you'll find those are selection, but by far the majority is non-selection programs. So what you need to do is mainly is to make sure by the end of grade 11 that you can tick, yes, I've got the right subjects, I've got the right marks, my marks meets the minimum requirements at least, I've got the right APS score, and then secondly, to make sure you apply in time. Then you're in. Then you'll be able to get your conditional admission. And then we're going to wait for your final grade 12 results. That obviously you also need to meet the requirements, but your space will be reserved.
Okay. Valentina is asking, what is the earliest date that you can write the NBT?
Yeah, remember the national benchmark test is based on the grade 12 curriculum. So it is not always wise to actually go and write the national benchmark test on the very first available date that's been scheduled that you can make a booking. Sometimes it's better to wait a bit and to go and write that national benchmark test on your first Saturday of your winter holidays. All right, so we usually say around about the end of June, beginning of July is a good time to go and write your national benchmark test. But as far as I understand, usually the national benchmark test open their dates for writing the test already on the 1st of April, around about there. But because the national benchmark test is based on the curriculum of the grade 12 syllabus, I would suggest maybe wait a bit. It might be a better and wiser decision to make there, yeah.
Okay, correct. Bokang is asking, if I want to get into the medical career and didn't do life sciences in high school, will I still be able to pursue a career in life science?
Well, you find the good news is you don't need to have taken life sciences as a subject at school in order to pursue a program in the medical field, such as your Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery, for example, or dentistry, or physiotherapy or occupational therapy, whatever. The only requirements for the medical related fields is that you need to have had English, mathematics, and physical sciences, except for nursing. All right, nursing is the only health sciences degree that require that you need to have English, mathematics, and life sciences. All right, so if you haven't taken life sciences, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to submit an application for nursing. But any of the other health sciences fields only require physical science. It's not a problem if you haven't taken life sciences as a subject at school.
Okay. Now, Silla's asking, for the APS calculations, do we only look at the top 6 subjects, excluding life orientation?
Well, by definition, yes. Like I've indicated, what we do is when we calculate the APS score, we take into account your best 6 subjects, all right, including the subjects that's required though, all right, but excluding life orientation and the AP Maths. So to answer your question, yes, by definition, we look at your top 6 subjects, If you have taken extra subjects or like an 8th or 9th subject, you can substitute that with one of the other subjects that's got weaker marks, as long as it is not one of the subjects required for the specific program that you are applying for.
That follows the next question from Rika saying, if you are taking more than additional subjects, would you recommend that they just stick to the 6 and focus on those 6 subjects?
Yeah. Some of us have the ability to do more than 7 subjects. And especially for you guys that's got the aptitude and is interested in more than the subjects that's required for the specific course. However, if you realize in the beginning of grade 12, especially when you can still drop subjects, when the school allows you to drop subjects, that you realize that you do not have enough time to get to the important subjects. You haven't got enough time to manage to get through all the work and do all your homework and, put in all that specific time to actually excel in your marks with the subjects required. Yeah, then it's a good decision maybe to make to let go of that extra subjects, all right? Because it's not going to help you to boost your APS score if you can't replace it with some other subjects. So have a look at how you manage your time and how you get to all the other subjects. If you realize that you still meet the minimum requirements, then it should be fine. However, if it comes to the selection programs, as I've mentioned, with the selection programs, they really look at the highest marks. So, and if you realize that in order for you to get the highest mark possible, you have to let go of some of the other subjects, then it's a wise thing to do though, yes.
Okay. Lukwesa is asking, is there any way of applying at Tuks without using the online method? And if yes, will there still be a registration fee?
To be honest with you, we only have the online method. So you have to go online and create an online profile through our website. You can do it on your mobile phone even, all right? So you can even go onto, if you've got a smartphone, go onto the website and then at least start your application online. When you get stuck with the application, remember when you do the application, you have to save on a regular basis as you proceed with the application process. When you get stuck on your application and you realize you can't get you can't get through the application further, save it where you are, give us a call. If you can even come and visit us and we can assist you on campus further with the application if you need to be. But unfortunately, the application is an online process, so yeah, you have to do it online, unfortunately, yes.
Okay. Lucinzi is asking, if it happens that we get a chance to attend the open week, are they going to display any information regarding civil engineering?
Yes. No, if it comes to engineering, I also get quite excited because there's what we call the engineering week. Each and every year, the what we call the EBIT faculty, that is the engineering, built environment and information technology faculty, organizes an engineering week. And that is where you as a learner have the opportunity to come and visit us, usually on campus, and get information about all the different type of engineering fields there are. You get information that's been given to you by our lecturers, by people from the industry. So it's a wonderful program that's set together, that's been put together by the EBIT faculty that you can actually get exposure to. If, however, it happens to be that we're not allowed due to lockdown situations and the COVID virus situation, that we can't organize that you can actually attend it on campus, who knows, we most probably will have it a virtual option for you, like we have tonight, that you can actually connect via online with the EBIT faculty and get information about engineering as well.
Yanda van Niekek, sorry about that, is asking, when doing sports, so if you're excelling really well in your sports and having good results, is it more beneficial to have good academic results, or which one will it be?
Yeah, I know it's a difficult one, because if you're an athlete that performs on provincial and even national levels, you want that recognition, you want that to work towards getting into, the academic programs you want and so on. But once again, unfortunately, when it comes to the admission into our programs, they focus on academics. However, and this is especially for you learners that actually excel in sport, if you have obtained provincial or national colours in sport, we have got sport awards that you can also qualify for, all right? So once you've applied for your course and you've obtained at least conditional admission into the program that you've applied for, you can also make contact with our TIC Sport division, and you can apply for that sport awards as well. But getting into the programs, getting into the academic programs, that is specifically, they're mainly going to focus on your academic achievement though, yeah.
Okay. And Keegan is asking, what is the criteria of being part of the sports team?
Oh, yes. Now, I need to differentiate maybe first. You find that through our race network, so if you're in a race, for example, one of our residences facilities, you have the opportunity to actually engage with our sport leagues through the race league. So if it comes to the hockey, the netball, the rugby, all the team sports, you have the opportunity to engage on a league that's been played among the different races. And if you're a day student, you can also join a day house, and through that also participate in all the sport events and sport opportunities we have. Now for that, there's no specific criteria. The only criteria is your willingness to take part and to have fun. That's what it's coming down to. However, if it comes to getting onto our open teams at university to represent the university in one of the sports we offer, then they're going to look at certain things of achievement. So, but usually what they're looking for is, have you at least participated on a provincial or a national level? All right, you have to most probably have to go through some what they call auditions and opportunities where they can see what you actually can do on the sports field. So for the open teams, there are some process that goes through. You be selected onto the team by showing what you can do on the sports field. But by getting involved with any of the other leagues, like the race leagues, there's no criteria at all.
Okay. The next question is that I am aware that you take mathematics and math literacy, but you also take technical mathematics. I think we've answered this one.
Yeah, technical mathematics, like I say, together with technical science, unfortunately, is considered in the same group as mathematical literacy at this stage, yes.
Okay. Abu is asking, does AP Maths count for anything when applied?
To be honest with you, we understand that AP Maths is an extra subject that you do that will actually take up some of your time and so on, but it does not count towards your APS score, unfortunately. However, if you have taken AP Maths, it will help you considerably if you would like to go into a field like engineering, or like even physics, all right, doing a BSc Physics or Chemistry, because the things you learn in AdMaths is what you also do at university, basically. There's a lot of things you cover on your first year level in your mathematics at university then. So yeah, it's a good thing into one of those like engineering field, or if you're planning on going into physics or one of those fields. But unfortunately, it's not going to be taken in consideration when it comes to the admission requirements getting into the course you would like to do.
Okay. Iman is asking, do we offer pharmacy?
We do not offer a degree where you can qualify yourself as a pharmacist. We do offer, however, degrees such as, for example, your BSc Chemistry or your BSc Medical Sciences that can qualify you to go and work in the pharmaceutical industry, all right? So, in other words, you will be able to qualify yourself to be involved in the development and in the research of medicine, all right? But you will not be able to qualify yourself as someone who will be able to work at the pharmacy to hand medicine over, prescribed medicine that is, to hand it over to the public, unfortunately. So that we don't offer in a sense, qualifying as a pharmacist. But we do help you with getting into careers, very much interesting and far-reaching careers where you can actually qualify yourself to get into the pharmaceutical industry, yes.
Thank you, Johan. Is there a difference in the APS score weighing between IEB and NSC?
Unfortunately, no. We put it on the same level. So if you have achieved a level 6 for, say, for example, mathematics, in other words, achieve 50% to 59%, I beg your pardon, 60% to 69% in mathematics, a level, I beg your pardon, I've got my numbers wrong all the way. If you've got a level 6, it means a 70% to 79%. If you've done the National Senior Certificate and you've obtained a level 6, or whether you've done the IEB curriculum and you've obtained a level 6, it's going to be recognized on the same level when you calculate your APS. You still get 6 points.
Okay. Now, how many medical learners do we take?
That's a difficult question. You find there's usually space for about 120 first-year students in the medical surgery and medicine, I beg your pardon, the medicine and surgery degree. So about 120 learners. Now, how you go about applying for that, like I said, you have to put it as your first choice. So if you've put it as a first choice, then they can at least consider you for selection. However, if it comes to for the medicine degree, for example, they've got different categories that they have to work with. They've got a category where they work with your current first-year students that apply, and there they also, for example, have to differentiate between boys and girls. They differentiate between your normal, usually was a Model C school. You've got schools that's in what they call rural schools they also look at. They also got a category for current first-year students who have not been submitted or have not been selected, who apply again for medicine for the next year. So that's a category on its own. They've got a category for students who are coming from other university. By the way, there's only 5 spaces available usually for students who've been doing a BSc degree at the other university and then would like to apply with us. 5 spaces, people. There is a category that only focus on international students, for example. So yeah, they work with different categories. But in total, to give you an answer straight, it's about 120 students.
Okay. Does the university give a rebate to siblings in the university?
Yeah. If you have got more than one child that is studying with the University of Pretoria, they have got, a type of a discount, if you want to call it that way, if you've got another child studying at the University of Pretoria. But however, the important is you need to make sure it's from the same household. Okay, so it can't be from the same family, it has to be from the same household. And secondly, we need to have the student number so we can know it links them.
Okay. Thank you, Johan. The questions are coming in, but unfortunately we can only take one more. But you are more than welcome to also email Marti. Her details will be coming up on the screen. So please do email Marti Kilan and she will be able to distribute your questions and assist you accordingly. The email is on the screen. Now the last one, Johan. Will you be able to do sports as an extramural?
Yes, for sure. It's a good thing to have a balanced lifestyle. That's where the fun part comes also in being a student. Being part of a sport team or just going and just relax a bit, on a tennis court or whatever the case might be, that's where the fun is at the end of the day. So for sure, it's a good thing to get involved if you can, do it through your day hours or through your res. We have got the TIC Sports Club that you can join variety of different type of sports. You can go and do triathlons even, you can do swimming, underwater hockey. There's a variety, archery. There's a lot of things you can actually go if it comes to sport. And I honestly encourage you, if you have the opportunity to actually join the sports activities, yes.
Okay, Johan. Thank you for joining me this evening. It's been really a great informative session. Thank you for joining us for the second day of the UP School Leaders Conference. Just to remind you of the evaluation session form that we would like you to please complete at the end of this session. This will allow you to be part of the lucky draw that will be taking place on the 2nd of November. So please do fill in your details and complete the evaluation session at the below the page. So please do so, and looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 3 at 17:55. Exactly 17:55, and should be finishing off at 2000 hours. Good evening.